Today, I'm going to rank every single major Brawl Stars event, so sit back, relax, ask Fong for some popcorn, and enjoy the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the video, and comment down below what your thoughts are on each of the events. To preface this video, I wanted to give my criteria for selecting these events. First of all, they had to have some form of resources be given out. Second, they had to have been a major event or a community event that was temporary. So the Brawladays events and the Lunar New Year events would not count despite giving resources, as they happen every single year and are not temporary. With these criteria in mind, the 11 events that I have chosen are the Omega Box event, the Shooting Star Drops event, the Chroma No More event, the Brawl Together event, the Piggy Week event, the Brawl Like a Girl event, the 100 Star Drops event, the Godzilla City Smash event, the Squad Busters event, the Thumbs Up for Brawl event, and last but maybe least, the Classic Brawl event. The first event to happen was the Omega Box event. The Omega Box was the first community event in Brawl Stars, requiring 4 billion takedowns to reach the final reward. There were a total of 6 rewards, so let's go through all of them. At 500 million takedowns, everyone got a free Megabox. At 1 billion takedowns, everyone got a free Omega Box icon. At 1.5 billion takedowns, everyone got an Omega Box spray. At 2 billion takedowns, everyone got an Omega Box pin. At 3 billion takedowns, everyone got the actual Omega Box. Finally, at 4 billion takedowns, everyone got the Omega Box Daryl skin. Now that we've got all the rewards out of the way, let's talk about the event itself. It was released at the end of all boxes, so the Omega Box was meant to be a finale for all boxes. This means that the event should have had a large impression, as it would the last time that we should have open boxes. Keyword, should. Anyways, this, along with the massive hype coming from the first ever community event, and a seemingly large task of getting 3 billion takedowns, and you could easily argue that the Omega Box event was the most hyped event in Brawl Stars history. With this hype comes a lot of expectations, and those expectations were arguably not met. We all expected to get a new brawler, but only a few managed to get new brawlers, and most people were left frustratingly disappointed. Most people ended up getting a gadget and or a star power, and some power points and coins. That would be a solid mega box, but for one of the most hyped things in Brawl Stars history, not enough. Not enough at all. I didn't even have half of the brawlers in the game at that point, but I didn't get a single brawler and only got a gadget and 2 star powers that I rarely used afterward. Overall, if it wasn't hyped so much, I think the amount of progression it gave would have been more appreciated. It did give a cool Daryl skin and a mega box, but the other cosmetics weren't really that great. I'm going to put the Omega Box in the B tier, but it did start a new great trend in community events and the ridiculously good rewards surrounding them. The second event to happen was the Shooting Star Drops event. Like the Omega Boxes, this was also a community-driven event and also based on total number takedowns. For 500 million takedowns, the community would receive a super rare star drop. For 1 in billion takedowns, players would receive an epic star drop. For 3 billion takedowns, it would be a mythic drop, and for 4 billion, and every 1 billion after that, there would be another legendary star drop. Not to mention, there was also a double star drop event happening alongside, which doubled the daily star drops from 3 to 6. The hype around this event wasn't that large. Unlike the Omega Box event, in which the community came together to hustle for the Omega Box as quickly as possible, this event took some time to actually get the community to finish the milestones. By the end of the event, the community had managed to finish all of the star drops and get an extra legendary as well. I'm not 100% sure about this, so if I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. Overall, the rewards were pretty good, and the 2 legendary star drops and the mythic were for the most part pretty useful. The rewards may pale in comparison to some of the events we have seen today, but for its time, it was a very solid event, and also gave double star drops, which was nice as well. For these reasons, I'm going to put the Shooting Star Drop event into the low A tier. The next event to happen was the Chroma No More event. This event was released as a goodbye event to the Chroma credit system. Like the other 2 events, this was also a community event based around total community takedowns. At the beginning of the event, there was a double star drop event which was immediately unlocked for all players. At 500 million takedowns, there was a 50% Mastery Madness event. At 1 billion takedowns, there was a coin shower event. At 1.5 billion takedowns, there was a Chroma credit shower. At 2 billion takedowns, there was a token shower event. At 3 billion takedowns, there was 100% mastery madness. And finally, at 4 billion takedowns, there was a free legendary star drop. After 2 solid, but not great events, Brawl Stars set the standard of how to do a community event with this event. This event contributed to so much progression just by itself. The double star drop event, the coin shower, the Chroma shower, and the mastery madness all contributed for an absolute avalanche of rewards after every game. The Chroma shower itself gave me 5 chromatic brawlers and got me to global fame despite missing nearly 10 brawlers. The coins and the mastery madness were also extremely useful and gave large amounts of progression. And then take into account the token shower doubled all of these rewards, and you can see why the Chroma shower set a very high bar for future events. The legendary star drop at the 4 billion takedowns certainly didn't hurt as well. All of these factors combined to make the Chroma No More event one of, if not the best event that Brawl Stars has done. For this reason, I'm going to put Chroma No More at a comfortable S tier, our first S tier. The next event to be released was the Brawl Together event. The Brawl Together event was an event themed around playing with friends, if you had any. For each game that you pressed play again, or played with friends, it would count as double the takedowns towards the community goal. The event started with a double XP event, along with special quests for XP. Anyways, at 2 billion takedowns, an epic star drop was given. At 4 billion takedowns, double daily star drops were activated. At 6 billion takedowns, another epic star drop was given. At 8 billion takedowns, 50% mastery madness was activated. At 10 billion takedowns, everyone was given a mythic star drop. At 12 billion takedowns, 100% mastery madness was activated. At 14 billion takedowns, there was a coin shower event. At 16 billion takedowns, everyone was given a free legendary star drop. Like the Chroma No More event, the focus on the progression boosts like the coin shower, double daily star drops, and mastery madness were great helps to progression. Like with Chroma No More, the star drops weren't the main event, but were a nice addition to the event. Overall, I see this event as basically a worse version of the Chroma No More event, but the fact that I'm even comparing this to Chroma No More means it's good. So for these reasons, I'm going to give the Brawl Together event a high A tier for being good for progression, but not S because it was largely forgettable and was overshadowed by Chroma No More and some of the next events that happened. The Piggy Week event was the next event to be released. The Piggy event was themed around, you guessed it, the Mega Pig. This event made it so that there was a Mega Pig every single week for a month, instead of every month. The first Mega Pig was released with only Brawl Ball and alongside a coin shower. The second Mega Pig was released with only Knockout and a double XP event. The third and final Mega Pig was released with all modes and 100% mastery madness. Overall, this was an alright event. The weekly Mega Pig erased one of the main reasons Mega Pig replaced Club League, which was that Club League happened every single week. A weekly Mega Pig would just replicate that and basically remove the point of Mega Pigs. But it was still a good source of extra progression. The other resource events happening alongside it were also a nice touch, and once again helped in overall progression. Overall, this was an okay event, but all it really did was highlight the problems with the Mega Pig and create new ones with it. The extra progression it gave can't be understated though, so I will give the Piggy Week event a solid C tier. The Brawl Like a Girl event was the next event to be released. The Brawl Like a Girl event was themed around playing female characters. This time, the Community Takedown event could only be finished with using female brawlers. At 300 million takedowns, the 50% Mastery Madness event would activate. At 600 million takedowns, the 100% Mastery Madness event would activate. At 900 million takedowns, the 150% Mastery Madness event would activate. At 1.2 billion takedowns, the 200% Mastery Madness event would activate, and finally, at 1.5 billion takedowns, everyone would get a legendary star drop. Overall, this event was mixed. The resources given in this event were only a legendary star drop that could have easily been useless or great. But the legendary star drop wasn't the focus of the event. The absolutely insane amount of mastery given out during this event was the main focus. We never saw this level of mastery before this event or after, making this event special and unique in its amount of progression. The mastery given out gave a lot of extra progression and made mastery pushing much easier than before. For these reasons, I'm giving this event a solid B tier, as outside of the incredible mastery amounts, there wasn't much to it. The 100 Star Drops event was the next event to be released. This event was themed around star drops, if you couldn't tell already. In this event, the community would have to open rare star drops to progress in the community event. At the beginning of the event, there was a daily login calendar with a random star drop. At 300 million rare star drops, everyone got double daily star drops. At 600 million rare star drops, everyone got a singular random star drop. At 900 million rare star drops, everyone got 3 random star drops. At 1.2 billion rare star drops, 5 random star drops were given out. And finally, everyone got 100 star drops at 1.5 billion rare star drops. In my opinion, this is the greatest event that Supercell has done. Not only did we get a daily login calendar full of star drops and a double star drop event, but we got a total of 109 star drops from the event. For reference, that is equivalent to finishing the 8 games for 3 star drops every single day for 37 days. That is an insane amount of progression to just give out in a single community event. This event also helped in Brawl Stars' insane rise in popularity over the past few months, and drummed up a lot of hype for new and old players to push for the community goals and see what they got in 100 star drops. For all of these reasons, I'm going to put the 100 star drop event into the top of the S tier, as the best event in Brawl Stars history. The next event was the Godzilla City Smash event. This is unlike any other event so far and was in fact a collab event, and not a community bar-based event like every other one we went over. The Godzilla event brought a multitude of things to the game, so I'll try to keep it brief. In this event, they added redesigned star drops, eggs, which depending on their rarity would give you resources or valuable skins like a hypercharged or legendary skin. They also could give you a new mechanic in mutations, which gave broken abilities to half the brawlers in the game that could be found only in eggs. There was also a mini community event, in which you and your club would work together to open as many eggs as possible in order to get gems and the hypercharged buzz skin. And finally, there was the Godzilla event. This event saw all mutations be allowed, and a playable Godzilla character. Both teams would compete to try and destroy as many buildings as possible, and the first one to destroy all the buildings would win the game. If you won, you would get an egg. If you lost or drew, you would get a rare star drop. After you played 6 games in the Godzilla event, you could no longer get rewards from it for the rest of the day. So how good was this event? Well, it depended on one thing really. Did you spend money on the game? If you were maxed out and were willing to spend gems on some eggs, you would inherently have an advantage because you would have more mutations unlocked than most other people. And this made not having good mutations a death sentence and made the Godzilla game mode and whatever modes had the mutations on that day. Any map with more than a few walls were unplayable against Rico and Ruffs. The ability to get skins from eggs was a nice touch, but the progression given was minimal. And even worse, the system of giving a rare star drop after losing a Godzilla game was a terrible practice. The Godzilla event was already unfair for free-to-play players, but forcing players to get a rare star drop with a loss made it so much worse and more nerve-wracking instead of fun to play. This isn't even mentioning the game-breaking glitches in the Otis Gadget glitch and the Gray glitch. Overall, this event was not a good one at all. There were so many issues with it that prevented what should have been a fun, game-changing experience and turned it into a nightmare for free-to-play players. For these reasons, I'm giving the Godzilla event a very solid F tier. The next event to release was the Squad Busters event. This was a relatively minor event, so I won't be spending too long on this, but it does fill my criteria, so I have to go over it. This event was based around Squad Busters pre-registrations, and the progress bar was filled by a certain amount of pre-registrations for the game. At 1 million pre-registrations, everyone would get a random star drop. At 5 million pre-registrations, everyone would get a pin. At 20 million pre-registrations, everyone would get 10 random star drops. And finally, at 30 million pre-registrations, everyone would get the Squad Busters Shelly skin. Overall, this event wasn't trying to do much other than raise hype for Squad Busters. It did give a pretty cool skin and a few star drops, but was overall lackluster. However, there were no real expectations for large rewards or much hype around the rewards, so this event goes into a comfortable D tier. The next event to be released was the Thumbs Up for Brawl event. This event was themed around not being toxic, and the community bar would be moved with uses of the Thumbs Up pin. The Thumbs Up event began with the double daily star drops events. At 100 million thumbs ups, everyone got double XP. At 200 million thumbs ups, the double Mastery Madness event was activated. At 500, 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion, and 10 billion thumbs ups, everyone got a legendary star drop, to combine for a total of 5 legendary star drops. This event was one of the most hyped of all the events. The prospect of getting 5 legendary star drops was an insane one, and everyone, or at least most people, was hyped to use the Thumbs Up event to get those 5 legendary star drops. The Mastery Madness, the double XP, and the double star drops were nice additions to the events as well. The 5 legendary star drops could have varied wildly in usefulness, but generally, they were very useful and gave at least a brawler or a hypercharge. For these reasons, I'm going to give the Thumbs Up event a solid low S tier, but it could be argued to be A tier based on what you got. The final event to be released was the Classic event. I actually talked about this event and its flaws in detail in my The Truth About Megaboxes video, so for a more comprehensive breakdown of the Classic event, you can check that out. But anyways, the Classic Brawl event brought a multitude of new things to the game. It brought 2 new game modes in Drumroll and Mirror Match. The main event, however, was the return of megaboxes. There were chances to get large amounts of resources, and even a chance to get a hypercharged skin. Even if you didn't get a hypercharged skin from the boxes, if you opened a certain amount of boxes, you would be able to get the hypercharged Rico skin. However, these new megaboxes were arguably inferior to the old megaboxes, and the rewards were extremely variable, with some people only getting a few coins and gems, while others would get hundreds of gems, multiple brawlers, and valuable skins. The 2 new game modes weren't the most loved either, so that detracted once again from the event. Once again, if you want a deeper dive into this event, check out my Megaboxes video. As for this ranking, I think it varies deeply depending on your luck. For some people, it may have been S tier, and for others, it would have been F tier. For me personally, it was F tier at least on my main account, but I understand others that say that it was a great boost to their progression. For these reasons, I'm going to put the Classic event in the C tier. That should have been the final event to be released, but Supercell has just announced a new event called the Star Drops or Megaboxes event. Thanks a lot, Supercell. But anyways, it began with a double star drop event as well as double XP. The event community bar, like with most other community events, was filled with community takedowns. At 2 billion takedowns, the community would vote whether they wanted 1 megabox or 6 star drops. At 8 billion takedowns, the community would vote whether they wanted 2 megaboxes or 12 star drops. At 16 billion takedowns, the community would vote whether they wanted 7 megaboxes or 42 star drops. For now, it seems that the community will choose megaboxes, which I believe is the worst alternative. If the community does choose megaboxes, I would put this event in a solid A tier as we are also getting 2 resource events alongside it, but if the community does choose star drops, I would put this event in the S tier. So for now, keeping in mind that megaboxes are winning heavily, I'm going to put this event in the A tier. And that's the tier list. Let me know your thoughts on the tier list in the comments below, and what you would change about it. Thanks for watching. Watch this video, or this playlist, or join the Discord server,